Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie, and on this channel I do monthly budgets, paycheck budgets, weekly check-ins, and debt updates. I'm a wife, mom of 3, I'm 37, and my family and I live in the state of Florida. So if all of those things sound good to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And let's get started on today's video, which is going to be my weekly check-in for the third week of February. So this week, well, I guess we won't start with income. The first transaction we have is actually before my husband got paid. He went to the doctor. Unfortunately, they didn't charge him for his appointment. I'm not sure if we're going to get a bill in the mail because we should have paid for his appointment, but they didn't take anything from him at the appointment. But he did get a prescription for an inhaler. So we picked that up from the pharmacy, and that was $20. I moved the $50 we had go to our Christmas sinking fund for January back into our regular account just because we're not planning on saving for Christmas. Intentionally, I should say. So we're not intentionally saving for Christmas at this time. Maybe once we get towards the end of the year where I'm making a bunch of overtime, we can put some money towards Christmas, but we just have some other things that we have to take care of between now and then that we need this $50 a month for. So I moved the money, that lonely $50, back into our checking account. And then my husband got paid and it was $1,300. So around, I would say around the holidays, like Thanksgiving last year, they cut the overtime out at his job. And you would think that that would be silly considering he works in retail and the busiest time of the year is the holidays. So they cut the overtime, they hired a bunch of people, and now they have let go of the seasonal workers, and he's still not been able to get any overtime. So when he does get the overtime, that makes his check around $1,400. So I keep planning for him to bring in $1,400, and he keeps consistently giving me $1,300. So I did talk to him about it today, and he said that they actually lifted the overtime ban yesterday. So hopefully going forward, he will be getting overtime. He was like, I don't even know if I want to work any overtime. I was like, yes, you do. Like, what do you mean? Make that money, honey. Don't let that money make you, okay? So hopefully in March, we can get this back up to $1,400. I already adjusted our budget to just being $1,300 from him because I kept making our budget the $1,400 a week, and it just wasn't happening. So I've already adjusted our budget to be $1,300 a week. So if he does start bringing in $1,400, then we'll be able to put more towards savings, which will be great. But I don't want to keep selling myself short with these budgets every week, expecting something that we're not bringing in. So all that to say, he brought in $1,300 this past week. Zoom y'all in just a little bit, because I know me, I like it zoomed in. I can't see nothing. Okay. All right, so my check was also a little bit shorter than I expected. I think I told y'all I was expecting like $1,600. So it was actually $1,577. So both of our checks were shorter than we expected. We had to get a bag of dog food, which was $34.16, and that came out of our pets category. We got a shower curtain for our boys' bathroom. It was just like, the little plastic liner from Walmart for $2.97, and that came out of the household category. We got just a small little grocery haul. I think the only reason I got these groceries is because I needed a bag of dog food, and in order to pick up a grocery order at Walmart, you have to spend like $35. So I just got like a few things that we were needing and a bag of dog food to be able to pick this order up. So it was $22.69 for the grocery part of the order. My truck payment came out for $12.82. The mortgage payment came out for $1326.11. This is the remainder of our mortgage payment because we did pay $500 last week towards it, which let me go ahead and I have my notes right here for you guys. You guys asked me so many questions regarding, paying my escrow and making partial payments and things like that. So I wrote notes after I did call them and ask them these questions, because you guys had questions, I had questions, they were great questions. So the first thing I asked them was, can I make an escrow payment anyways to keep my payment the same? So my escrow shortage is actually $850. So what happened this year was my escrow went into the negative. So the gentleman I spoke with said that aside from what the difference was between what my current homeowner's insurance is and what my homeowner's insurance was last year, they also added 10% to that because my account was in the negative, so that the next time, hopefully my account won't go in the negative because they're adding an extra like 10% buffer. So the shortage was actually $850. And he said, even if I paid $850, which was like $300 more than I expected to pay, even if I paid that, it was still going to go up $18 a month. Right now, without paying the escrow shortage, it's going up $44 a month. So it would be about half. To me, it just makes more sense since I already planned in our budget, because I knew we were going to have an escrow shortage. I already planned for our mortgage to go up to $1,875, and it actually went up to $1,870. So it's a little less than I expected it to go up. And to me, it just makes more sense since we do have to pay our taxes to the IRS and we do have to refund our emergency fund because we had to have our home releveled, to not pay an escrow shortage to keep us from paying that extra $20 or so a month, just to go ahead and make the higher mortgage payment at this point, instead of paying that $850 and then still paying $20 a month. So that's what he said regarding the escrow. And then about making the partial payments, our mortgage is due on the 15th. So I know that's not very common, but that's the case with us. Our mortgage is due on the 15th, and it's considered late if we pay it by the 1st, or between the 15th and the 1st is fine. But like March 1st, our mortgage payment for February 15th, if we pay it March 1st, it's late. So I usually pay when the second time Brian and I both get paid in the month, which makes it around like the 20th, the 21st, usually somewhere in there is when the date falls. So he said that I can make a partial payment up until the due date, the actual due date of the 15th. And then after that due date, I have to make a full payment. So like today, I could make a partial payment. Next week, I can make a partial payment. But once March 15th rolls around, I can only make a whole payment. So if I want to make a partial payment like today, and I want to make the difference of it on March 15th, I need to call them, because the online system won't let me make a partial payment even though I've already paid a partial payment and only owe a partial payment. So I have to call them for them to do a partial payment. He also said I have to call to have a payment applied directly to principal. So me paying it every other week, it won't go to principal. It'll just sit in that overage line. And then once I do have enough for a full payment, it will post. But if I want a payment to go strictly to principal, I need to call and pay it over the phone for them to allocate it towards the principal. So right now, like this year, I planned the money that we were going to have in our magic months to go towards debt payments, and that's usually when we pay our car insurance. Also, because we don't save up for our car insurance, we use our magic months to pay our 6-month premium. So between debt payoff, saving for our taxes and property insurance and things like that, we're not set up this year to be able to make additional principal payments. Half of what I'm looking for with making these payments is leveling out our paychecks over the month instead of having a lot of rollover. So that can still be accomplished by doing it this way. But if we want to make more progress on our mortgage per se, we need to call that in, and that won't be something we'd be able to do this year just because I already have it worked out for us to make debt payments and make savings deposits for things to work out the way they need to this year. But next year, that is something that I will definitely take into consideration when I'm doing our Magic Month budgets, is to see if I can allocate money towards a principal only payment for our mortgage to help bring down the principal on it. So that is the old business. Back to this. Let me flip this around. So also Netflix. Ooh, Netflix, baby. Hold on. Let me get something to drink because they get on my nerves. Okay, so I budgeted $24.92. It was $26.08. Netflix just went up like 2 months ago. So I told my husband, I was like, Netflix went up again. So I logged into the account and our base price was the same, but our taxes were different. We paid $3 and something in tax this service period, as opposed to like $1.93 in tax last service period. I'm not sure why taxes went up in March on this product, or if it will be the same going forward or what. All I know is I'm tired of these price raises with Netflix, and it's just like probably the #1 streaming service we use. So it's like we have to grin our teeth and bear it because we use it so much. So, and they know it. Netflix know they got us by our toenails. So yeah, $26.08 for Netflix. My cleaning lady came and cleaned the house. That was $80. My husband got gas in his truck. That was $100. That came out of the cars category. We were out of bread, milk, and bacon. So I went to the Dollar General and got those 3 things, and that was $12.80, and that came out of the grocery category. I got gas in my truck for $43.83. This was just like a partial fill up because I forgot to get gas on my way home on Thursday and wasn't going to be able to go nowhere if I didn't fill up on the way to take the kids to school on Friday. I had to take my middle son to the doctor in another city. So I just hurry up and got some gas, and it ended up being $43.83, which doesn't do nothing but bite me in the butt because I had to turn around. This was Friday. The dates you're about to see, they're not, I usually write down the date that I'm writing it down and not the date that it happened. But on this paper, it's going to look like I got gas back to back, but I got this gas on Friday. And then yesterday was Monday. I had to turn around and fill up completely because I was completely empty, and that was over $80. So I spent $120 on gas, when if I would have just filled up on Friday, I'd still have gas today. So it don't do nothing but cost me extra money to save 5 minutes by not filling up my tank. So I'm not going to, that's the second time I've done that. And now I'm realizing like, this is not what's up. I need to fill up my tank completely, be extra late wherever I'm going, or whatever the case might be, because it's not worth going over budget $40 because I didn't want to wait an extra 5 minutes to finish filling up my gas tank. My son's hospital bill came out, and that was $50. My husband's brother wanted to take our boys to Dave & Buster's on a whim yesterday, and my husband didn't want to send them to Dave & Buster's with no money. I don't know why, because his brother offered and invited them out, so but I was like, okay, you can give him $50 or whatever, because I guess he was just happy to have the kids gone, so I can understand that. We gave $50 for my brother-in-law to take our boys to Dave & Buster's. So, and then, like I said, I got gas in my truck again for $82.24. I stopped at Publix and got our weekly fruit haul, and that was $31.87. And that came out of the grocery category. Got groceries at Walmart for $178.23. And I pulled $40 out of the ATM for the pet sinking fund, which left us with a whopping $69.83, which is way less than I expected and not good at all. Like, yeah, it ain't looking good for the 4th week I did sell one of my Dooney and Burke purses on eBay for $120. So I know that will be coming in, you know, after eBay takes their fee and the shipping label. So like $100 that we should be bringing in from me selling my purse. And then I turned in some electronics to Gazelle, I think is what it's called. Two old 8th gen iPads we had, and a Samsung Galaxy phone that I had that had cracked screens, but I'm hoping to get something for them. So I'm not sure exactly how much that will be. So it should be something though to bring in for the 4th week of February. Otherwise, we might have to pull some of the money out of savings that we put into savings, because it just ain't going, you know, it ain't going the way I was hoping it was going to go. So, but that is life. Everything that we've absolutely needed to do, and, you know, all the bills have been paid. We haven't gone hungry, so it's not all bad, but it's just not flowing abundantly like I had hoped. So for this week, Brian brought in $1,300. I brought in $1,577. Our rollover was $525.78. And then we brought in $50 from our Christmas sinking fund account. So that is $3,452.78. So our mortgage was $1,326.11. Netflix was $26.08. My life insurance didn't come out. $50 for the medical bill. So $1,326.11, $26.08, and $50. It's $1,402.19. Subtract that from our income. That's $2,050.59. All right, so let me log back into my computer really quick so I can look at my spreadsheet, tell you what we spent in each one of these categories. For groceries, we spent $245.59, which is good. We still have $300, well, a little less than $300, like $295, that we can spend on groceries for the last week. For cars, we spent $226.07 thanks to me and my poor fill-up skills. We did not eat out this week, which is great. For household, we spent $82.97. For pets, we spent $74.16. For kids, we spent $50. And nothing for clothes, blow money, or unbudgeted. And then $20 for medical. Add all this up really quick. So that's $698.79. I need to go to the dollar store and get me another S gel pen. I'm going to use this Papermate. Oh, Bic. Sorry. This Bic. It's hard to write with because it doesn't roll smooth. So subtract $698.79 from $2,050.59. That leaves $1,351.80. And the only thing we paid here was my truck for $12.82. So that leaves $69.80. Which sounds right. We didn't put anything toward our savings challenges because we couldn't, okay? So that leaves $69.80 to roll over for the 4th week of February. So that is all for this budget with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if this isn't your first time here and you're still not subscribed, can you please hit the subscribe button? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers ASAP, okay? I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.